You're watching Alaska's news source.
Good evening. Increased Russian and Chinese activity near Alaska's air and water borders.
That's why Senator Dan Sullivan says he's hosting top U.S. military officials this week.
These are two big military exercises that are happening right now.
Here's video you're looking at now from past years of the two joint training exercises you heard the senator mention. They're called Arctic Edge and Northern Edge. The commander of U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, Admiral Samuel Paparo, is leading this year's exercise. He and Senator Sullivan told Alaska's news source for the first time they're running both exercises simultaneously. This to show strength and unity at a time they say we're seeing rising threats.
We've had some Chinese so-called research ships up in the northern part of the Arctic. For a lot of the summer, they're not just doing research, trust us. They're doing a lot more than that. So we are monitoring them, and this is going to increase, and so we need more capability and more infrastructure.
So those are all the reasons why we combined Arctic Edge and Northern Edge, and it's the biggest, it's the strongest ever, and we'll have the responsibility to keep improving it and making it better.
So here's the senator's breakdown of who is participating by the numbers, a total of 2 combatant commands. That involves 41 units from the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard. In total, more than 125 aircraft are involved, with forces operating from 9 locations across Alaska, the Gulf of Alaska, and the Bering Sea. On our website and mobile app, you can check out the chart of increasing foreign incursions since 2019.
Amid all this military talk and seemingly increasing international activity in our area, the possibility for another Alaskan summit to discuss peace talks between Russia and Ukraine is still unclear. But the White House confirms President Donald Trump is working to set up a bilateral meeting between leadership of those two countries.
After briefly discussing a possible meeting between all 3 countries, President Trump says now that it may be better to have Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin talk face-to-face first. Trump met with Zelensky and other European leaders at the White House Monday. Russian officials say any potential talks with Zelensky need to be carefully thought out and handled, quote, with the utmost care. President Trump says it may be hard, but could be a good step in finding a solution. Well, meteorologist Jackie Purcell joins us now, not only with the forecast, but an update on that Mount Spurr.
Jackie, what do you have for us?
You know, the Alaska Volcano Observatory has been saying that the alert level for Mount Spurr has been lowered now to normal. It was previously listed under an advisory level as signs of unrest, including small earthquakes, gas emissions, melting ice, and surface changes were visible. But you're looking at video of the volcano from May of this year. The observatory says the alert was lowered because signs of things like small earthquakes, gas emissions, and those changes were decreasing. He says those factors, along with ground deformation detected since March, means the chances of an eruption in the near future are extremely low.
But it's kind of a weird thought process, right? That there's magma that's come in there, and it's some sort of body that's sitting there, and it's degassing. We see the gas emissions continue from the summit and from Crater Peak. But we know it's not pressurizing, so it's not continuing to move upwards. Because the rock-breaking earthquakes have pretty much stopped, and it's not causing the volcano itself to grow.
Scientists say while there's no current threat to nearby communities, people recreating should still be careful if they're nearby. Harmful levels of carbon dioxide could still be near the crater. Now let's get to a look at Spurr. You can't quite see it because of that cloud cover, maybe just a little bit of the top of the mountain there, but we have had some nice conditions after some of that rain into the south central region. But current temperature 65 degrees, winds out of the south 10 miles per hour here in Anchorage. And look at the region from Anchorage into Palmer, also seeing some breaks in the cloud cover, allowing for that sunshine. It is 64 for Palmer. In Fairbanks, the sun is back, and it is 63 degrees, even around Ketchikan, seeing some sun at 61. Here's a look at our satellite and radar imagery. A few lightning strikes picking up into the eastern interior of South Central, but showers could be still scattered in those higher elevations primarily. Here's our forecast as we head through this evening. We'll see some of that cloud cover again move in, enough so that we could still see some scattered showers overnight into early Thursday. By the time we head into Thursday, those Morning temperatures will be into the low to mid 50s, but we should see those daytime highs right back at around 63 degrees. So as far as the forecast, I'll have more on that. Ooh, look at that. A plane heading right past our camera as it's focused toward that Mount Spurr. That's kind of cool. And I'm sure those passengers are getting quite the view. I'll have more on the forecast coming up a little bit later.
That was fun. Thank you very much, Jackie. Well, the almost $19 billion deal for an Abu Dhabi company to buy Santos, the company behind the North Slopes Pica project, which has promised to boost the state's oil economy and jobs, has been delayed by 4 weeks or more. Reuters reports investors are now questioning whether the falling share prices could kill the deal. This comes as the Santos board tentatively said that they would approve a merger when the deal was first announced. The Alaska impact still largely unknown. A request for comment to both Santos and Governor Mike Dunleavy's office have not been returned.
Cook Inlet Energy has been ordered to pay a nearly $358,000 fine for illegally flaring natural gas over a 6-month period.
The Alaska Beacon reports the Alaska Oil and Gas Conservation Commission assessed the fine on the small energy company. Cook Inlet Energy operates a North Slope oil field. The company reportedly flared more than 51 million cubic feet of natural gas at the Badami field between last October and March of this year. The fine is twice the market value of the gas that was lost due to the action. The AOGCC says the fine could be reduced if Cook Inlet Energy upgrades or replaces its vapor recovery unit. You can read the Beacon's full coverage on our website and our mobile app.
Days after former Senate Minority Leader Tom Begich became the first Democrat to enter the race for Alaska's governor, he told our political reporter Will Courtney today he thinks U.S. Representative Mary Peltola may be considering a run for the U.S. Senate.
All of us were, waiting to see what her next decision would be. She hasn't made that decision yet. But, I've had a number of conversations with her. She was encouraging. When I said I would be filing a letter of intent, she was supportive of that. And it doesn't mean she won't get in the race. If she does, I would certainly support her.
Begich joins a field of 8 other candidates for governor, all Republican. You can listen to Will's full interview with Tom Begich by checking out our In-Depth Alaska podcast. Just point your phone at the QR code on your screen. You can also download, like, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, including on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, iHeartMedia, and Amazon Music. And Alaska Airlines rewards. It's a story many Alaskans are hoping to better understand tonight after the airline announced a new combined loyalty program this morning called Atmos. For the many Alaskans who have the current Alaska Airlines Visa Signature card, the company says they do not have to do anything, saying it will be transformed into the Atmos Rewards Ascent Visa Signature card. There will also be a new Atmos Visa card with a $395 membership fee. On our website, we break down the new programs offered, including how members can earn points by distance, price, or segments flown.
And still ahead, dozens of soldiers complete an important project during an annual training on J-Bear. I'm going to show you what was accomplished in tonight's Inside the Gates.
And the science behind a pesky insect. Are mosquitoes really running rampant in Alaska? We look into the claims on World Mosquito Day today.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
The Alaska Army National Guard wrapped up their annual training over the weekend. One unit spent their time enhancing the training capabilities of the 11th Airborne Division.
Adrian Peterson joins us with more.
Once a year, National Guard units come together for a 2-week training period. This year, the 910th Engineer Support Company gathered at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson to rebuild 2 training sites. First Lieutenant Ben Wegeroff, the company's executive officer, says the structures were deteriorating at observation posts Cole and Fagan, leading the company to build a new bunker and reinforce the areas. The project highlighted the ability of guardsmen to bring their civilian skill sets into military application. Such was the case for Private First Class Alex Engen, who works as an electrician. He says he was able to consult his peers in different trades to figure out the best way to get the job done. With the new structures in place, the 11th Airborne has provided enhanced training capabilities, allowing for more effective and safer training. Adrian Peterson, Alaska's News Source.
You've been listening to the Alaska's News Source podcast. Subscribe to have the latest episodes delivered to your library automatically.